Okay, welcome to the point of view mini stories for obsessive behavior. Let's get started. Same story now with 3 different versions. The first version, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, there was a woman named Kathy. Kathy always obsessed about English. She constantly worried about taking the TOEFL test. When she worried, she always rubbed her hands together. They were always chafed. Her friend Gabriel was the opposite. He always opted to remain relaxed. He always reprimanded Kathy and said, "Kathy, stop obsessing about English, damn it." Kathy never stood up to Gabriel. She just said, "I'm sorry, don't be mad." Then she said, "But let's go to the library now and study English, please." Gabriel always nixed this idea. He'd say, "Hell no, we're not studying English." Kathy felt unsettled, but she said, hesitantly, okay. However, in her mind, she would silently start to review English grammar. Then she always felt much better. All right, let's do the next version. The next version will start with since last year. Okay, there's a woman named Kathy. Since last year, she has obsessed about English. She has constantly worried about taking the TOEFL test. When she's worried, she has always rubbed her hands together. They have been chafed every day since last year. Her friend Gabriel has been the opposite. He has always opted to remain relaxed. He has reprimanded Kathy every time she worries and has said, "Stop obsessing about English, damn it." Kathy has never stood up to Gabriel. She has always said, "I'm sorry, don't be mad at me." Then she's always said, "But let's go to the library now and study English, please." Gabriel has always nixed this idea. He's always said, "Hell no, we're not studying English." And Kathy has always felt unsettled. And she's always said, hesitantly, okay. However, in her head, she has started to review English grammar every time. Then she has always felt much better. Okay, now did you notice I used the word always a lot in that version? Always, always, always. Why? Why did I always say always? Well, it's because I'm talking about something that started in the past and has continued until now. So I want to say always because I want to make clear that I'm not talking about one specific time, right? I have a conversation here. Kathy, stop obsessing about English, damn it, right? He says this, she says that. Well, if this only happened one time in the past, we would use the simple past, right? I would say, Gabriel said, "Stop obsessing about English." Kathy said, "I'm sorry." But this is a conversation that has happened many times. They always have the same conversation since last year. So 10 months ago, they would have this conversation. And then 5 months ago, they would use the same conversation again, right? So always, almost every day, starting 1 year ago until now, they're always having this same conversation. So that's why I say has said, has always said. Always makes it more clear that it's not something that happened one time, that it's happening repeatedly, has happened repeatedly, starting last year until now. If it was only one time, it would be the past tense. But since it has happened many times, starting last year until now, then we can say has said, has done, etc. Okay, last version begins with next year. There's a girl named Kathy. Next year, she will always obsess about English because next year she has to take the TOEFL test. Now, when she'll worry, she'll always rub her hands together. They're always going to be chafed. Her friend Gabriel will be the opposite. He'll always opt to remain relaxed. he'll always reprimand Kathy and say, "Kathy, stop obsessing about English, damn it." Kathy will never stand up to Gabriel. She'll just say, "I'm sorry, don't be mad." Then she'll say, "But let's go to the library now and study English, please." Gabriel will always nix this idea. He'll always say, "Hell no, we're not studying English." Kathy will feel unsettled, but she'll say, hesitantly, "Oh, okay." However, in her mind, she'll silently begin to review English grammar. Then she'll feel much better. Okay, those are our 3 versions. Please pause now. Try to tell each version. So 20 years ago, since last year, and next year, 3 versions. If you can't do it, it's okay. Listen to one version again. Listen many times, then pause, try to tell that version. And then do it again with the second version, and then again with the third one. Just listen, listen, listen. Listening is the most important thing. Do not become worried and stressed about perfect grammar. Don't obsess about grammar. Don't be like Kathy, right? Don't obsess about correctness. Don't obsess about being perfect. That is not the purpose of this lesson. Listening is the number 1 thing you should do. If you feel relaxed, then okay, pause and try to tell each version yourself. If you feel stressed, don't do that. Just listen. Okay, that's all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.